Florence. Spring. The air smells of oil, parchment, and crushed violets. In a dusty attic, an old man leans over a scattered world of ink-stained pages. Machines that never flew, faces that never spoke, questions that never found answers. This is Leonardo, not the serene sage we paint on coffee mugs, but a man tormented by brilliance, burdened by beauty, and afraid of what his mind might become if the world truly saw him. He was born illegitimate in 1452 in the Tuscan village of Vinci. No surname, no inheritance, no right to university. His mother, a peasant. His father, a notary who never claimed him as heir. In a world obsessed with order and bloodlines, Leonardo was born outside the map, and perhaps that's why he spent his life redrawing it. This is a new episode in our journey through hidden lives. If Leonardo's secret world stirs your curiosity, pause for a moment and subscribe. There's more wonder waiting in every shadow of history. Florence was not just a city, it was a firestorm of ideas. Bankers patronized philosophers, artists dined with anatomists. The Medici ruled with coin and curiosity. Humanism had blossomed. Faith in divine order gave way to faith in human potential. In this cauldron, young Leonardo learned to see, not just to look. In the swirl of Renaissance light, he found the shadows that would define him. In his notebooks, words run backward like rivers returning to their source. Right to left, every letter reversed, mirror writing. To some, it was code. To Leonardo, it was comfort. He was left-handed, and this was his way of keeping the ink and the world at bay. When he wrote for others, he wrote normally. But when he wrote for himself, he reversed the world. Perhaps because he never truly felt a part of it. He watched everything. The way a dragonfly's wings moved in sunlight, the curve of a water ripple, the tension in a clenched hand. He carried notebooks everywhere, sometimes writing only, "Describe the tongue of a woodpecker." He didn't collect facts. He sought to pierce the veil of reality and see the divine machinery underneath. Long before humanity took to the skies, Leonardo stood on rooftops watching birds. And he drew machines with flapping wings, a spiral helicopter, parachutes like petals falling through time. He believed man could fly, not by magic, but by math. Centuries would pass before his dreams caught up with our world. But in his mind, the skies were already full of wings. He painted not just with color, but with breath. The Mona Lisa doesn't smile. She haunts. The Last Supper doesn't depict a dinner. It captures the moment before everything falls apart. He layered pigment like a sculptor shaping fog. What he left unsaid in life, he whispered in oils. In 1482, he offered himself to Ludovico Sforza not as an artist, but as a military engineer. He designed cannons, scythed chariots, siege bridges, and a turtle-shelled tank bristling with death. But one detail, the gears wouldn't turn. A deliberate flaw, say most historians. Leonardo built monsters, yes, but only ones that could not walk. He condemned war, but needed the patronage of warlords. He dissected cadavers in secret, seeking the soul in sinew. He wrote that nature is full of infinite causes and dared to challenge the church's worldview. He loved animals, rarely ate meat, and set caged birds free on the streets of Florence. In a world of fire and iron, Leonardo was made of light and water. He rarely finished what he started. The bronze horse in Milan, melted down for cannons. The adoration of the Magi? Abandoned. Even the Mona Lisa was still with him on his deathbed. He was a prisoner of vision, always seeing more than his hands could capture. In 1476, Leonardo was accused, anonymously, of sodomy. He was 24. The penalty was death. The charges were dropped, but something inside him shuttered forever. He never married, left no children, but his sketchbooks tell another story. At age 10, Gian Giacomo Caprotti entered Leonardo's house. He stole, he lied, he posed. Leonardo named him Salai, Little Devil. And yet, the boy became his muse, his model, perhaps more. For 25 years, Salai was the chaotic flame beside Leonardo's calm eye. Later came Francesco Melzi, noble, educated, devoted. Where Salai was fire, Melzi was water. He stayed with Leonardo until the end, holding his legacy in ink-stained hands. It was Melzi who preserved the notebooks, Melzi who understood the man behind the myth. Leonardo spent his last years in France, under the patronage of King Francis I. It is said the king cradled him as he died, a poetic image, likely apocryphal. But even if untrue, the myth captures a truth. Even kings recognize something divine in him. Only a fraction of his notebooks survive. Many were scattered, lost, or destroyed. Entire universes of thought gone, devoured by fire, time, or indifference. What miracles died with those pages? His anatomical drawings rival modern textbooks in detail. He mapped the spine, heart, and womb with reverence. Not as a surgeon, but as a pilgrim. To Leonardo, the body was a cathedral made of sinew and starlight. He was a Renaissance man, yet lived in exile from normal life. A scientist who feared what science might unleash. A man who craved love, yet masked it in allegory. He built the future, but could not claim it. Leonardo's greatest invention may have been himself. Read Leonardo da Vinci by Walter Isaacson. Watch Inside the Mind of Leonardo, or Da Vinci, The Lost Treasure. And if fiction excites you, revisit the Da Vinci Code, not for truth, but for tribute. Each one opens another chamber in this labyrinth of brilliance. Leonardo da Vinci died at 67, but in truth, he was never fully born into the world. He left behind paintings, machines, riddles, but most of all, questions. He taught us that genius is not perfection, but curiosity married to courage. If you felt wonder today, imagine what else waits in the quiet corners of history. Subscribe, journey with us. Because some lives are too vast for a single telling.